No. No. No, I'm sorry, but no. No, no. No, look, now listen, I'm not going to do it this week. No, I'm sorry, no, the series ended last week. I know episode 6, but there was a strike and that wasn't my fault, was it? Well, you've got to have something. I mean, what about edited motocross highlights? Or Horse of the Year show, or inter-counties basket weaving or something? Well, how about a cheap, tatty review? All right, that suits you. Cheap, tatty review, then. Stand by and...
Host for tonight, Kenny Everett.
Well, good evening, fans, and welcome to Not the 9 O'Clock News. Yes, the BBC and I have settled our old differences, and they've decided to give me my own show, as long as I don't say the word pubes.
All right, that's it. Go on, clear out, that's it. We have warned you. Thank you very much. On... Further, go on, keep going. Right out. Right the way out. Right the way out. Come along, we have warned you.
Iran, and the search goes on for the Ayatollah Khomeini's contact lens. South Africa, further relaxation of apartheid. Mr. Botha introduces the first racially mixed swimming pool. The whites get the top half, and the blacks get the bottom half. And in part 2, the winner of the Reggie Bosanquet look-alike competition.
And now here's a late football result. Irish League Division 4. Tipperary Rovers 343, Limerick Academicals 457. Both sides were playing at home.
Oh, Mooney to take the kick. Oh, and no doubt about that one. No doubt. Let's just look at that one again. Well, that's quite extraordinary, Brian. Now, what on earth happened there?
That was an excerpt from the controversial and some would say scurrilous new British picture, The General Synod's Life of Christ. The film deals with the rise to fame and greatness of a humble carpenter's son named Jesus Christ. But many people have seen in the film a thinly disguised and blasphemous attack on the life of Monty Python. Python worshippers claim the film sets out to ridicule by parody the actual members of Monty Python. Men who, even today, are worshipped and revered throughout the Western world. Now, Alexander Walker, what did you think of the picture?
Well, I was appalled. I mean, I actually find it deeply offensive that in a country that is still ostensibly a Python-worshipping country, that a 14-year-old child can actually get in to see this film. I mean, there is little enough proper Python around these days without parading this distorted garbage about.
Bishop, you directed the film. Did you expect this kind of reaction?
Well, I certainly didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition. Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did direct the film, and I feel as though I must emphasize at this stage that it is not about Python.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a Pythonist. I'm not a Pythonist myself, but obviously I have a tremendous amount of respect for people like Alexander, who are...
Oh, come now. Now, come now, Bishop. I mean, the leading figure in this film, what is it? Jesus Christ. I mean, it's quite clearly a lampoon of the comic messiah himself, our Lord John Cleese. I mean, well, come on, I mean, even the initials, JC, are exactly the same.
I must explain. I must explain to you, the Christ figure is not Cleese.
Oh, come on.
No, he's just an ordinary man who happens to have been born in Weston-super-Mare at the same time as Mr. Cleese.
Jonathan, you know as well as I do.
He is mistaken for the comic messiah himself by vast crowds of people who follow him about, doing silly walks, shouting, no, no, not the comfy chair, and other slogans from the good box.
No, I'm sorry, Jonathan, whatever you say, this film is a highly distasteful one. I mean, have people forgotten how Monty Python suffered for us?
I know.
How often the sketches failed? I mean, these men died for us, frequently.
I mean, if Python is immortal, as Pythonists believe, then I can't believe that a mere film,
a 10th-rate film,
could put them off. I mean, in the words of John Cleese, whenever 2 or 3 are gathered together in one place, then they shall perform the parrot sketch.
It is an ex-parrot.
It has ceased to be.
Indeed. Well, Alexander Walker, the final scene of the picture has attracted the most attention.
Right, well, now here, I think we have the ultimate blasphemy. I mean, it is set in a hotel in Torquay, where literally hundreds of Spanish waiters are being clipped about the ear by this Jesus Christ bloke. It is obviously a lampoon of the comic messiah's greatest half hour.
It's not at all. The point, it's Torbay.
Thank you both very much indeed.
Torquay, I mean,
Bishop,
we're quibbling,
Alexander Walker, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And so, the 1979 Miss World competition reaches its climax. We've already seen the girls in their evening dresses, and I wouldn't mind getting their evening addresses either. So if the first little lady would just like to step right up, please. Wow, with curves like that, the world's no place for squares. Now, Linda. Hello, Linda. Linda, I'm going to ask you a few simple questions, like, will you come home with me tonight? No, but seriously, Linda, what do you like doing in your spare time?
Screwing.
Right, yes. You like working with children, right? And, why do you want to be Miss World, Linda?
I want to get laid by someone famous.
No, but seriously, Linda, what is your favourite hobby?
Oh, leave it out, big boy. Show us your willy.
BTL, a new dimension in TV games. In the privacy of your lounge, a chance to influence real events at the touch of a button with games like Queen's Hat.
Right, well, if you could just read your final list of demands, please, gentlemen. Hawkins, take notes, if you will.
Well, first we asked for the graduated power sharing scheme.
That scheme, yes.
Then the reduction to a 35-hour week by 1981.
35,
the upgrading of differentials with regard to other settlements made by the firm
the
this year.
differentials parity. Yes.
And finally, myself and Mr. Stewart here would like to sleep with your wife, Lady
Sleep with Lady Grant.
And those are our final terms.
If you'll just give us a minute to consult, please. No, I'm sorry. Not only is the differentials clause very shaky, but as far as I'm concerned, once a month with my wife is quite unacceptable under present circumstances.
Oh, come on, Grant, we're wasting our time.
However, I am willing to propose once a month with Mr. Hawkins' wife.
I reckon if it's Mr. Hawkins' wife, it'll have to be at least twice a month.
Right.
Twice a month?
3 or 4 times.
All right, well, I'll make you an offer then. Both of you every week with Mr. Hawkins' wife. Plus the automatic bottle opener that you saw us using at the Christmas party last year.
Oh, come on. Come on, gentlemen, be realistic.
Plus use of this swivel chair in future negotiations.
I like the swivel chair.
I like the swivel chair. What do you think of Mrs. Hawkins?
Definitely not.
Right. Neither of us fancy Mrs. Hawkins, I'm afraid.
Why not? Well, how about your daughter, Hawkins?
She's only 8.
That needn't matter. Gentlemen. The graduated power-sharing scheme, 35-hour week, all that rubbish. Use of the swivel chair. The automatic bottle opener with its instruction booklet. Mr. Hawkins's daughter to be phased in by 1991. Plus, my wife's recipe for ratatouille.
Lemon ice cream.
No.
Oh, come on, it sounds fair enough to me.
Come on,
Not
lemon
the
ice
recipe
cream.
for lemon ice cream.
Come on, man, we're talking about...
the ice cream.
I'm sorry, that is not the offer.
Well,
The
walk out.
offer is ratatouille.
What about the ice cream?
Ice cream is not on the table.
Right, I'm afraid that's it. We'll have to call the end of the meeting.
No,
Instruct our members.
Just a moment, gentlemen. Just a moment, gentlemen. The swivel chair to take home at weekends. The automatic bottle opener and some money.
Sir, but the rules of the house say that we are not allowed to serve anyone without a tie.
Stuff it.
Bonsoir, Alphonse. Avez-vous une table pour nous?
You're not wearing a tie, sir.
No.
I'm sorry, but the rules of the house dictate that we're not allowed to serve anyone who is not wearing
silly,
a tie.
isn't it?
If Madame would like to stay, of course.
No, it's completely out of the question. Don't worry, we'll go somewhere else.
Your usual table, sir?
Ah, thank you, Alphonse.
Come with me. What? The time has come.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, all right. The dead crocodile jumps over the comfy sofa.
The dead what?
The dead crocodile jumps over the comfy sofa.
One man captivated a generation. You've seen him on TV. You may even have read his book. Now, see the film.
Yes, film fans, the big one is here. The film of the millennium. Just read what the critics said about Final Term.
I laughed till I was made a peer. Daily Mirror. A week is a long time in the cinema. Milton Schulman. The tallest story ever told. Cecil B. DeMille.
From the man who's got everything comes the film that's got everything. With the story of one man's love for his reflection. Danger, as I secretly take on the deadly Smith. A sly, venomous creature, an intriguer, a liar, a hypocrite, a study in deceit. I liked him. More danger, as I search for the crazed psychotic who makes Michael Foot's jackets. Comedy, as Jim Callaghan becomes Prime Minister. Oh dear, oh dear. Tragedy, when Jim Callaghan stays Prime Minister. Starring Lord Goodman as the Butter Mountain, Roy Jenkins as the Tory party's mole, and Shirley Williams as the fairy doormat. And introducing Paddy the Labrador as the ghost of Rinker. With Margaret Thatcher as a block of wood, Joan Collins as the slag heap, and Dennis Skinner as something nasty I tread in. Go see Final Term, and remember, Labour is never bothering to say you're sorry.
Good evening. I'm a famous English actor. And I've come here tonight to this church to talk about my new series. You see, the thing I really like about these English churches are the amazing walls, the magnificent ceilings, and the floors. But most of all, perhaps it's the great echoing vaults which allow me to go right over the top. In here, for example, it really is amazing how you can hang on to a word like pre-Byzantine before you begin to sound like a complete tit. And as the series goes on, I'll be getting to bigger and bigger churches and more complicated words. Words like crenellations. That's a good one, isn't it? And baroque. That's even better. Thank you. Finally, of course, the most important thing about this series is that I'll be getting away from that wretched, screeching American comedian.
Are you a gay Christian? No, it's all right. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I mean, if homosexuality is your thing, if that's the bag you're into, then that's great. Fantastic. I mean, don't be ashamed. Whatever you do, I mean, stand up. Come out of the toilet, as the phrase has it. And stand up and say, I am tempted to be a homosexual. And it'll be fine. And you may even decide, after much prayer, to enter into a committed and tempted relationship with a member of the same same genital group. And if you do, and you feel you can do nothing about it, and you've been to a psychiatrist, and you've had aversion therapy, and you've tried tying metal weights to your private parts, and you still feel these tendencies, then I'm afraid it means that God just wants you to have a rotten life. God's like that. He hates puffs.
On the move, we're on the move again. Looking good, feeling fine, in the groove again. Life is an open book when you open your eyes and look.
Good evening. This week, on October the 27th, one of the last of Britain's colonies, the tiny island of St. Vincent, gets its independence. With me are Mr. Toby Fanshawe of the St. Vincent National Popular Front for a Democratic Socialist Republic, and Mr. Henry Trethowan of the St. Vincent Democratic Socialist Republicans for a National Popular Front.
Good evening.
Gentlemen, perhaps we could begin by pinpointing St. Vincent on the map for the benefit of the viewers. Mr. Fanshawe?
It's there.
Where exactly?
In the Caribbean.
Mr. Trethowan, perhaps you could put your finger on it for us?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
It's here somewhere.
Well, it can't just have disappeared, can it?
I saw it only this morning.
Yes, Mr. Fanshawe.
Ah, I know. The CIA have moved it.
Yes, yes. Mr. Fanshawe, could you describe St. Vincent for the viewers?
It's an island.
Go on.
It's an island entirely surrounded by, water.
Look, could we move on from this and look at life on St. Vincent? And what is the main occupation of the people?
They're the St. Vincent ginger growers, and I really want to say they grow the finest ginger in the world today. And the rum is fine any time of year.
With a totally tropical taste.
De la Comando. Nuts, oh, hazelnuts. Gentlemen!
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I live on the 14th floor of a tower block, and when I get bored, I call cooey to the passers-by, and when they look up, I gob in their eye. 'Cause I hate your guts. Come on, you. Kick you in the nuts. You're a stupid old git. Come on, you. 'Cause you're full of shit. Then I have 10 more, then I jump up and down, and I'm sick on the floor. 'Cause your hands are cold. Come on, yeah. 'Cause you're far too old. Come on, yeah. 'Cause you're a stupid old straight. Go, 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 hey, 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 hey.
It's funny you talking about charity just then, because last Sunday I gave quite a brilliant, I thought, sermon about, you know, walks on water. Mary, we have travelled far today and must now seek shelter for the night.
Yes, my husband. Let us rest, for I fear I am near my time.
The prophecy says that there will be no room at the inn, but a rude stable will be our shelter, and our blessed child will be laid in a manger.
So shall the prophecies be fulfilled.
I will knock.
Ah, good evening, sir.
Innkeeper, my wife and I seek shelter for the night.
You want a room? Of course, sir. Do come in. Twin beds or double. A bathroom en suite. We have a complete room service.
But, innkeeper, a simple outhouse will do.
Well, might I suggest, sir, the King Herod penthouse suite? The bathroom includes a sunken bath and bidet, and there's a lovely view across half of Judea.
No.
You see, I'm having a baby.
Oh, yes. My congratulations, madam. Let me assure you our team of qualified midwives will be in constant attendance.
Actually, she would prefer to be in the cowshed.
It's the donkey, you see. I'm very fond of it.
Oh, I understand, madam. We'll sneak it up to your room via the service lift. No one will know.
Yes, fine. Well, that's very kind of you. Don't think we don't appreciate it. It's just that, honestly, we would be better off in something a bit more kind of stable-ish. Byeresque, something hovelly, because we're expecting shepherds.
Shepherds? Splendid.
And their flocks. Think of the droppings.
Well, we'll clean up their droppings, sir. And those of the sheep, never fear. If I might just have the name, sir?
Joseph.
Joseph? That's a Jewish name.
Yes, we are Jewish. We're from Nazareth.
I'm sorry, sir. This hotel is restricted. We don't take those of the Jewish persuasion.
You don't take Jews? How then are we to find some shelter for the night?
Jews to the stable, sir.
Oh, that's a bit funny, isn't it? A hotel in Israel not taking Jews?
I know, sir. Why do you think we've got all these empty rooms?
A new pair of jeans. And they look it, don't they? But you can inject some of your very own personality if you wash them on you. Yes, shrink them to the shape of your own body, the wash while you wear way.
See how the denim clings to the contours of your body.
Darling, I'm home. Oh, my God. I've left the baby on the bus.
A's down for a full house. On it to number 1. 2 fat antelopes, 22. Clickety-click, 37. 2 rather plump antelopes, 9. On its own, blamed 30. 1 fat and 1 not quite so fat antelope, 45. 3 antelopes that have to go to C&A to find anything in their size.
I have here the most recent analysis of yearly donations by member countries of the European Economic Community. Belgium, Holland and Denmark, £3 billion. Italy, £1 million and 4 tons of quick mixed cannelloni. Germany, £2 million. France, 38p. Ireland, 2 hats. The United Kingdom, £4,000 million. Luxembourg, an evening with Princess Astrid.
Now, the question being asked in your country is this. Are the sizes of these donations fair? Well, the answer, I have to tell you straight, is no. Why should this be so, do I hear you ask? Well, if you were to think about it, the answer would be obvious. Britain is paying more to the EEC than anybody else. Because everyone else in the EEC hates Britain, that's why. Why must you always be looking for complex economic answers? We want to bleed your crummy little island until it dies of anemia. Don't think for one moment that we've forgotten Agincourt. Oh, no, or the Battle of Waterloo, or the mess you made of our beaches, or Sandy Shore winning the Eurovision Song Contest. We hate your puppet on a string, and we're going to make you pay for it, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Robinson. We hate your lamb. We hate your stupid little mini-car. We hope your British-laden liner sinks in the Irish seas. Don't you realise how much we loathe David Niven? And your Inspector Clouseau? Oh, yes, very funny. Ha, ha, ha. Well, the laugh's on you this time, mate.
I see you every night in my dreams. Your face so supple and so chewy. My pillow is wet with teary streams. Fall into the carpet, making it dewy. Oh, Bosom Kate, where did you go away? Oh, Bosom Kate, why did you leave me this way? Oh, Bosom Kate. And now it's only minutes till 10 o'clock. I sit here in my TV chair. In half an hour I'll switch over old pop. But Reggie, darling, you won't be there. Oh, Reggie, let me call you by your first name. Oh, Reggie, should I hold myself to blame? Don't blame yourself. Oh, Reggie, no. If only I had loved you more, maybe you wouldn't have shut the door. If only I'd written to say how I adore you. Oh, Reggie, Reggie. You know something? All news is bad news since you went away. And Reggie, I miss you, honest I do. Oh, Reggie, oh, Reggie, why did you leave me this way? Oh, Reggie, why did you go away? Oh, Reggie, why did you leave me this way? Oh, Reggie,
All right, Hargreaves, what's all this about then? Cool, blimey.
We think the motive was jealousy, sir.
Mr. Porter, I don't understand. Hay telecomunis contact lens. Ah, comprendo. Is it geluk?